Hello, friends. Welcome, Salem Mason. Happy home. And I'm happy to be here with you today. It's been a little while. Christmas. There's a lot to do. Planning, a marriage ceremony here. We're getting married. Uh, we've got, the holidays. Got a lot going on, right? So, I've been kind of busy and, I've got things to do. But I had a thought and I wanted to bring it to your attention because I want to hear what you have to say about this, my loyal listener. I had this idea. I firmly believe that the reason the Biden administration let in all of the very dangerous, very bad illegal aliens, is, partly for voter base. But I think the real reason is that they were trying to put together their own military so that they could incite a civil war against our government and take down the Constitution and in its place communism. Because we know that they hate the military, they hate the government, they hate our flag, they hate our Constitution. The Democrats hate. They're just balls of fleshy, pink-haired, nasty hate. And they want our country gone. They don't want America anymore. And how do you do that but fight it? Now, they're not going to get the military on their side, because the military is going to fight for the government because that's what they swore an oath to do, and that's why they joined the military. And law enforcement is going to be on the side of the Trump administration, and they're going to need, they're not going to have the support of any of the law enforcement agencies. They're going to be bound by law, Constitution, and honor to do their due diligence, to do their duty and support our country, protect Americans, and protect the Constitution. So they knew they weren't going to be able to turn the military or the law enforcement agencies to their side to create their own army. So they brought in all of these illegal criminals, MS-13, Tren de Aragua, God knows how many of them here. Because what they planned on doing was, and that's why they turned a blind eye when TDA took over that Aurora, Colorado apartment building. They didn't care about those Americans. They wanted the Americans out. They were trying to set up complexes like military bases for these terrorist organizations and these gangs, because that's what they were going to use as their military base. That was going to be their soldiers. And now they're fighting us. They're fighting the government because they can't risk these people getting back over the border and not being heard from again, because they will lose that potential voter base, but they will also lose their military base. They won't have their soldiers anymore. I think that the Democrats knew that Biden was not competent, that he was of not sound mind, and that he could be manipulated, he could be lied to, he could be conned. And I believe that the Democrats hate America and Americans so badly that they would do something as drastic as allow these horrific gangs and terrorist organizations to take hold in America, so that when the time came, they could say, revolt. And the next thing you know, you have millions of armed illegals from terrorist organizations and gangs gunning down anybody waving an American flag in their front yard, anybody who's white, anybody who speaks English, anybody who loves America, anybody that works for the government. It is a full-on attempt to start a civil war to take out America, because they want communism. They're socialists, Marxists, communists. And they used the seeds of hate starting in 2020 with George Floyd. They used that incident to start sowing the seeds of hate, of anarchy, of Marxism and communism is good, America is bad. America is bad because that filthy drug-toting felon killed himself, and now the world is bad. We're bad. Everybody's bad. So that's my take on it. And I think that's why they're fighting ICE so badly. Zoran the moron just started telling people how to break the law. And, that's a breaking the law right there. So, I hope they get a warrant for him. So this is really ridiculous. And then that silly video where those 6 morons got on there and tried to tell the military that they could refuse orders. And then Mark Kelly even went as far as saying when it didn't go over as well as they thought, because they're losing all of these guys. They're getting deported now. Their soldiers are going back over the border. Now they got to come up with soldiers. So they thought, well, we're going to get out here and we're going to tell the soldiers that you don't have to do anything you don't want to, that you can break the law, you can violate your orders, and thought that those soldiers were going to say, oh, thank God for telling me that I don't have to do my job that I swore to do. Oh, thank God, I'll follow you anywhere, Mark Kelly. Yeah. So he went as far as, when his little video backfired, to threatening the military. He was on television threatening the military, telling soldiers, if you do not comply with us and what we're telling you, when we get back into office, we're going to put all of you in jail. Yeah. So when his little video backfired, now he's threatening them. They need military behind them. They need armed soldiers on their side. Why? Because they are trying to incite a civil war and remove the Constitution from the face of the earth. So knowing that and thinking about that, that's how I really get that gut-wrenching feeling when I hear all of these things like, Zoran the moron saying that you don't have to open your door and you don't have to do this. Well, yeah, actually you do. And if you don't, they'll bust the door in, and then it'll make things a lot harder for you. If you cooperate with them, they'll cooperate with you. And cooperation goes a long way in court. I might actually know something about that since I work for the fucking court. So, yeah. That's what they were trying to do for 4 years, was to get all of these crazies in here so that they could utilize them as an army. They're usurpers. They're traitors. They all need to be charged with treason and removed from their positions of authority, never to hold another one again. Like not even a lead shift worker at McDonald's. No positions of leadership. They have not done anything good for this nation that they swore to do. So yeah, chew on that for a while and see what you think. And I hope everybody's holidays are going well. There's so much going on these days, and holidays are pretty busy. I got all my shopping done. I had the house decorated. I had the shopping done. I had the gifts in hand and everything wrapped on the tree and everything before Thanksgiving weekend was over with. Yeah. Couple gifts are delayed, but they'll get here and I'll just wrap them and throw them in a thing. It'll be plenty of time. So that's my thought on why they're fighting so badly, is that they're losing their military base that they wanted. And now they're just grasping at straws by putting communists and Marxists and stuff into office, like mayors and different things like that, because they're desperate. They don't know what else to do. So letting in those immigrants wasn't really to get votes. It was to build an army to destroy our nation. And as harsh as it sounds, they all need to be hanged, because that's what you do. Treason, hanging or firing squad. they do need to be held accountable, every one of them. And until next time, do good and be good.